to Professor Atintono. Prof, indeed, I know your facility has a lot of old buildings, but one thing that I like about Prof is that he's done so much well to remodel a lot of them to be accessible for wheelchair users and persons with physical challenges. There have been so many times I've had opportunity to facilitate programs, but you realize that we'll be down there, but today we have a ramp on the stage as well. So let's give it up one to Prof. That's a good one. But before we go on, we just want to acknowledge some people in our midst. We have the MP for Ayawaso West Wagon, Honorable John Dumalo in our midst. We also have Vice Chancellors of Ghana represented here this afternoon. We have Professor John Kweku Mensah Mauto, the Vice Chancellor, UPSA, is also here. Oh yes, let's give it up to him. We also have Mr. Hadi Iboro Adam, Head of Administration, Vice Chancellors of Ghana, Secretariat. Let's also, he's sitting next to Mr. John Kweku Mensah. We also have the Vice Chancellors of Technical Universities represented by Professor Kweku Edinkra Apia, Vice Chancellor, Sunyani Technical University. Thank you so much, Prof. We also have Prof. Amebi Akakbobi, Vice Chancellor, Accra Technical University. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. We also have in our midst Professor John Owusu, Vice Chancellor, Koforidua Technical University.
For Persons with Disabilities Initiative, which is under the theme Disability, Not Inability, Advancing Inclusive Access to Higher Education under the Reset Agenda. This initiative is not merely a policy launch. It is an activation of our national conscience and our sense of equity and justice. It is a reminder that the soul of any nation is measured by how it treats its most vulnerable citizens. And as President Mandela said, a nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. According to the 2021 Population and Housing Census, there are more than 2 million Ghanaians living with disability. But behind this statistic, behind this figure, are real human stories. Stories of perseverance, of talent waiting to be nurtured, and of dreams that deserve to be fulfilled. Too many still face barriers of poverty, of stigma, of lack of access to education and livelihood opportunity. These are not just individual challenges, they represent a national loss. When we exclude, we waste talent, but when we include and empower, we multiply national progress. Our collective task, therefore, is to ensure that no Ghanaian is denied the chance to learn, to work, and to serve because of disability. Ghana has not been idle in this effort. In 2006, under the administration of President Kufuor, Parliament passed Act 715, the Persons with Disability Act. In 2012, under my leadership, Ghana ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, aligning the country's laws with global standards of equality and dignity. In 2015, we introduced the Inclusive Education Policy, which opened mainstream schools to learners with disability and began the process of transforming our educational culture. Today, we are advancing that vision one bold step further. The free tertiary for for Persons with Disability initiative fulfills a pledge I made to the people of Ghana to make higher education accessible to all, regardless of fiscal condition or circumstances. Under this program, persons with disability who gain admission into accredited public tertiary institutions will have their fees fully covered by the state. The implementation of this initiative will be led by the revamped Student Loan Trust Fund, which is now modernized and digitized to ensure transparency, efficiency, and sustainability. Let me note that the National Service Authority had administered a limited scholarship for persons with disability in the past. But with this launch today, we're integrating the scholarship administered by the National Scholarships Authority in the past with a new Universal Disability Scholarship under the Student Loan Fund Trust. And let me emphasize, this initiative is not an act of charity. It is an act of justice and equality. It is a strategic investment in Ghana's most valuable resource, that is its people. Each student supported under this policy becomes an asset to our nation. A potential engineer, a teacher, an entrepreneur, a farmer or innovator, their success will strengthen Ghana's economy and enrich our collective humanity. To make inclusion a lived reality, my government will roll out a comprehensive set of complementary actions. And the first is legislative reform. And if you notice when your president spoke, he spoke about the Disability Amendment Act. We'll introduce a Persons with Disability Amendment Act and a legislative instrument, an ally, to modernize Ghana's disability rights regime and ensure effective enforcement. So this new Amendment Act would amend the Persons with Disability Act that was passed in 2006 in order to bring it up to date with current realities. The second is health, attention, and early assessment. We'll establish in each district a disability health and resource center. To provide specialized health assessments and build a credible national health database for persons with disability for informed action. The third is rehabilitation and empowerment. We'll construct and upgrade rehabilitation centers in all regions to support fiscal recovery and vocational training for persons with disability. And the fourth is on local governance integration. Every district assembly, metropolitan, municipal, and district assembly will establish a disability desk. These disability desks will integrate disability issues into the district assembly's development planning. We will enforce a minimum 5% employment quota for persons with disabilities. 5%. This initiative envisions a Ghana where a visually impaired student becomes a software engineer. It envisages a Ghana where a young woman in a wheelchair earns her law degree and comes out to defend the voiceless. It envisions a Ghana where a child with hearing impairment grows up to be a teacher, to heal, or even lead his nation. This is the inclusive Ghana we dream of. A nation where opportunity, not disability, defines our destiny. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Free Tertiary Education for Persons with Disability initiative is a landmark in Ghana's story of social justice. It affirms that inclusion is not a favor, it is a right, and that equality is not charity, it is the foundation of our national progress. Let this prove that Ghana chooses justice over indifference, that Ghana chooses inclusion over exclusion. And so with the pride in our national compassion and faith in our collective future, I hereby have the privilege to declare the Free Tertiary for Persons with Disability initiative officially launched. May this program light the path for many generations to come. May it remind us that every Ghanaian, regardless of their ability, deserves to dream and to rise as far as they can. May God bless our persons living with disability, our students, and our beloved home Ghana. I thank you for your attention.
And to give meaning to the phrase that disability is not inability. The President, we want to thank you. The President, I am compelled to thank Deputy Minister Clement Apak and our brilliant Speaker Joseph Achumagi. They were the co-chair of the committee which mapped out the blueprint of the roadmap that Mr. President you are here to launch today. So the rural Fundisi MP of Clement Apak, we remain grateful and to Mahama for the leadership that you have provided. Mr. President, the GET Fund administrator and the team at GET Fund have been particularly supportive. And to the persons with disability, I'm happy to announce, before you hear the presidential packages, that this no-fee stress will cost the state and the GET Fund some 31 million. President Mahama asked me to assure you that so long as he's president, from now until 2028, the GET Fund will commit 50 million every other year to support the Mr. President, the Director General of GES is here. You have emphasized that we should shift focus to basic education and to improve learning outcomes at the basic level. Mr. President, the story is told of a young girl whose teacher somewhere in the Ashanti region went in and was waxing English, teaching at that early stages of development. Then the child told the teacher that, so Mr. President, in line with that and with your authority, I'm directing the Director General of the Ghana Education Service and the GES that from today, teacher use of mother tongue instruction is now compulsory in all. Kwesi Akan family deserve a name. This is part.
Your Excellency, President Mahama, Honorable Minister of Education, Honorable Arana, Honorable Deputy Minister Dr. Park, Chief Director of Ministry of Education, Dr. Shiraz, Chief Executive Officer of Student Trust Loan Fund. With your permission, can I happily stand on the existing protocols? Thank you very much. Your Excellency, you have done it again. You have really done it again. Today marks another milestone in the life of person with disability in Ghana as far as tertiary education is concerned. You will all agree with me and bear with me that education is a powerful tool for human capital development. However, when it comes to person with disability in Ghana, it is a challenge because of financial barriers. Many of our people are not able to access tertiary education. Every year when it comes to education admissions, they'll be going around radio stations, from one radio station to another, soliciting funds to support pay admission fee. Some of them don't get the opportunity at all, so they are excluded. But here we are, from nowhere, God has given us a messenger, a humble messenger with vision. A visionary leader from God that my servant go and save and go and help and support these vulnerable ones. And that's what we are witnessing today here. We persons with disability in Ghana, Your Excellency, we salute you. This visionary social protection policy is going to support our people and increase access to tertiary education for our people, so that our people will be trained and become responsible citizens of this country and contribute their quota to national development, so that they don't become a liability to the nation, but become an asset to themselves, their families, and to their nation. This is what we call human capital development, human resource, and we are also included. So we salute you, Your Excellency, for promoting disability inclusion in this space. Your Excellency, about 2-3 months ago, I was following, you were in Germany, in Belgium, and you shared your personal experience with the gathering of our men. You told them that one of your brothers had a polo. And as a result of that, he became a physical disabled. This experience we share with the gathering indicates to all of us that issues about disability is not about them, but it's about us. Again, Your Excellency, the other day I heard you. You are addressing some of your politics at the Jubilee House, and you told them leadership is not slogan. It's not about slogan. But leadership must reflect in the life of the people. Your Excellency, that's exactly what you are doing here. Your leadership is actually reflecting in the life of person with disability in Ghana, who hitherto has been excluded when it comes to tertiary education as far as financial support is concerned. We therefore appreciate this good work we are doing. Your Excellency, you have clearly demonstrated that you are an advocate and you are committed to support persons with disability in Ghana. You clearly did that by I'm happy Dr. Dana is here today. You did that during your first term when you appointed Dr. Dana to be your the minister in charge of chieftaincy in Ghana. And that was a mistake you made. We really appreciate that. Even though at the time we had some of the things we were opposing it, but you stood on your ground. And that's why I'm saying you are a big advocate for a person with disability in Ghana. Your Excellency, again, when you deliver your solar the other day, just about 4 months ago, that's somewhere in February, March, in one zone, you mentioned 5 key issues affecting persons with disabilities. First, you mentioned 5% quota for employment for persons with disability. You mentioned that in the zone. You also mentioned reenactment of the law, the Disability Act. That's number 2. Number 3, you mentioned this free tertiary education for persons with disability. That's number 3. Number 4, you mentioned that sign language should be taught in basic schools. Number 5, you mentioned that the women in the lottery bank, women with disability must also benefit from it. What else? Who else can be more advocate than this one? One statement, 5 key issues affecting persons with disability. We really appreciate that, Your Excellency. We salute you again. Your Excellency, with your permission, I wish to single out 3-4 people for commendation and other people. Your Excellency, we want to commend, on behalf of the disability community, commend the Honorable Minister of Education for his zeal and personal interest and his professional understanding of disability issues. Well, you had a meeting with him. Quickly, he put the team together, a committee together, to develop a blueprint for this. Honorable Minister, we are grateful to you. We really say God bless you so much. Dr. Park is the next Deputy Minister. Dr. Park, we thank you so much for your support and efforts, and we appreciate your commitment to champion the cause of persons with disability in Ghana. For your information, Your Excellency, Dr. Park is the chair for Parliamentary Caucus in Parliament. Let me take this opportunity to also to commend Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker Bagley, for inaugurating Disability Caucus Committee in the House to be one of the standing committee in the Parliament. We also want to commend Madam, the Chief Executive of the Students Trust Fund for her zeal and her commitment and her effort to make sure that this policy comes to fruition. Madam, we thank you so much. I also want to thank the committee set in place and all other people who came, who in one way or the other support this implementation of this policy. Your Excellency, the Disability Committee is saying that posterity will be country. We are saying to you that history will remember you. And we are praying to our God day and night that the good Lord will put you on notice. Because of what you have done for us. Now appeal. Your Excellency, we are pleading with you that the Disability Act is still not passed. Last sitting of Parliament, we made a lot of effort into it, but it never went through. We are now humbly appealing to you, Your Excellency, to use your good offices to ensure that this bill is passed into law. Because we want this bill or this act to be in line with United Nations Convention on the Right of Persons with Disability. Because we have ratified the convention. Number 2, Your Excellency, we are also pleading that the African Disability Protocol should also be ratified. The third one, Your Excellency, again, disability inclusive education policy was developed and launched and implemented during your time, the first term, when Her Excellency President Nana Adjei was the Minister of Education. So you see your vision. Your vision is always inclusive. That policy of inclusive education developed at your time. Now it has been implemented for 8 years now. It has been reviewed. We beg through, and we are appealing to you through Minister of Education to you, that the reviewed inclusive education policy should be reviewed and should be launched for effective implementation to the benefit of our people.
Ghana. This initiative aligns perfectly with your reset agenda, which seeks to rebuild our nation through inclusion, innovation, and social justice. As our elders say, every tree has its own way of growing towards the sun. Similarly, every person, regardless of ability, has a unique path to flourish and serve society. This timeless wisdom reminds us that what truly defines us is not physical ability, but the strength of our mental capacity and the value of our contributions. It calls upon society to recognize nature and celebrate the diverse gifts that each and every individual brings to the nation. Persons with disabilities possess resilience, intellect, and creativity that can transform lives and enrich communities across our nation. We have just witnessed that here with the music that they displayed. Today, as our dear President commits to establishing this exceptional financial support to empower and uplift our brothers and sisters with disabilities, we must all recognize our individual and collective role in ensuring the success and sustainability of this initiative. The Free Tertiary Education Scholarship of Persons with Disabilities initiative also reminds us that the river does not deny water to any fish that is in it. In the same spirit, education, the great equalizer must not deny opportunity to anyone eager to learn and contribute to societal progress. By opening tertiary education appropriate to persons with disabilities, Your Excellency, you are ensuring that Ghana knowledge flows to everybody in this country. It is an act of nation building, as each individual has a unique potential to contribute to the nation's development. When we invest in persons with disabilities, we invest in creativity, innovation, and a more prosperous, more diverse Ghana. Your Excellency, once again, we thank you sincerely for providing leadership that leaves no one behind, which is an endeavor instrumental in actualizing your research agenda. We assure you that the Accra College of Education, along with all the 49 colleges of education, and indeed all tertiary institutions in Ghana, we will support your vision and make sure it succeeds. On behalf of all the tertiary institutions in Ghana, I wish to assure Your Excellency that we remain fully committed to partner with the government and the Ministry of Education to ensure the successful implementation and sustainability of this visionary policy. To our brothers and sisters with disabilities, let this initiative of His Excellency encourage you to work towards attaining your dreams. For, as our people say, you cannot have this opportunity and waste it. Therefore, you cannot have this initiative and fail to utilize it to develop your potential. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, let me express my appreciation to the government through our sector minister, Honorable Haruna Yusuf, for his support in increasing the annual gift fund allocation to the colleges of education for infrastructure development for the first time from 500,000 Ghana cedis to 1 million Ghana cedis.